Hey, y'all. Uh,
Hey,
Hey,
Good evening, everyone. I'm Laura Simmons. These are my co-hosts, Ursula D. Allen, Margaret Green, and Shanita J. Montgomery. Welcome to
hello.
Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and Friends. We are in the building, y'all. Mm.
We
So
is
how's
in the
everybody
house.
doing?
I'm doing
Doing
pretty good.
great. Good.
Good, good, good.
How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. I'm good. I was going through a little depression today, but I'm okay now. I'm okay. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Yep. I want to first of all, I want to start off by saying I want to thank Praise Painting by Design out in South Carolina for sponsoring tonight's show. So, okay, people, we're gonna get started with our Black History for today. We got Miss Shanita J. Come on with it, baby girl.
Hey, everybody. I don't know if you've ever heard of John Mercer Langston. I know we all have heard of Langston Hughes, but
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not, John Mercer Langston was his uncle. He was actually a member of the U.S. House of Representatives in Virginia. He started his career in Ohio as one of the freedom riders, people to go for or come into like freedom and freeing slaves. He was born free in December of 1829, December 14th to be exact.
Okay.
He was an abolitionist, an attorney, educator, and a diplomat and politician. He was also the dean at the university, at Howard University, and the president Ulysses Grant appointed him a member of the Board of Health in the District of Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
that's good. Mm-hmm.
Let's show his picture.
Very
Let's get his
active.
picture on the screen so people know who you were talking about. Let's get him on here. Where you at, man?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he
It's
is.
a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
serious picture. There he
Yes.
is.
John Mercer Langston. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's our Black History for today, right?
Wow.
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't typically hear about, we have kind of like a set category usually.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought
Mm-hmm.
I'd
Right.
bring something different out the bag there.
Okay. All right. So Shanita, you want to tell people about? Oh, before you get started, I wanted to say this because I thought that this was perfect. This is a perfect blend for what you're getting ready to talk about your own business. So I don't know if you guys heard, but they were saying that Bath and Body Works was putting African prints and patterns on products that's already in existence, and they calling that celebrating Black History Month.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, a lot
and I
of
was
them.
yeah, and I was thinking to myself that here we have a young Black African American entrepreneur who is basically creating candles and things like that. But she's, they using someone else though. They're using another product of somebody else that you know, which probably is not an African American product to begin
Mm-mm.
with. They're probably
No.
No,
using something
just a
totally
big
different.
name.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm. Just like they
And
did with
so
shea butter.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what
Mhm.
they doing right now. So I'm just suggesting to Bath and Body Works that you guys might want to check out Miss Shanita J's products. I'm going to put
Okay.
it in the print here so that
Okay.
you guys can check her website out. And maybe you guys, when you want some African American um,
Products.
products, they can seek this young lady out. So tell people a little bit about your product, Shanita J, so that I'm going to put it into the comments for people to know about your product.
Sure. I am the owner and creator of Sensual Salts and Scents. I make not only candles but bath salts. My whole purpose of making these products was to, like, I know when I want to wind down and relax, and take a good bath, I want to put a candle on and just relax and just feel, just loose. You know what I mean? So I decided, well, first of all, I decided to do the bath salts because I can't just use any kind of product, you know. So I created the bath salts. That would be something that it won't throw off your lady parts. You know, sometimes you can't use everything because sometimes a product will say, you know, it's natural, but it really isn't, and you know, you have problems later. So I definitely made it a point to create something because I started out just doing it for myself because I know I can't just buy products. And I was like, okay, this is pretty good. I would feel relaxed and would enjoy my baths, but I didn't have any issues at all. So then I thought about it some more. So I said, well, let me try to help other women who can't use any kind of product or bath bomb, so to speak. I haven't touched that realm yet, but bath salts are definitely, you know, great, and it works perfectly fine. And then I started making candles. In the beginning, I did kind of like scents to cater towards like relaxation, but I kind of just did a whole relaunch with like more vibrant smells, but not too overwhelming to where it's gonna give you a headache. You know, it's nothing worse than you got something that smells good, but it's just like, oh, I can't even let that burn for too long because it smells just too much, you know. So I got like certain scents, like have a white sage lavender. I really like that one because that one definitely makes me feel more relaxed, and I could go to sleep to that one. That comes in both the candle version and wax melts. So for those people, because I do not recommend, do not go to sleep with your candle burning. So wax melts, you know, it just is like a heating source. You don't necessarily have to have the tea light kind. You can just kind of drop them on there, and it's electric. And so then I have that one. I have my biggest number one seller is the orange peach nectar. That one's also a really good one. That one is one of my top ones. And
the website is up there already, Vonda. That's it on the screen.
Yep. So this is like the 10-ounce candle. But you know, us as women, we kind of like to go through the day and we do everything most of the time. You know, not saying the men don't, because men like their baths too. You know.
Some like to stink. I said some like to stink.
That's true.
That's another issue. That's another issue.
Crusty the clown.
So that's just nasty.
Crusty the clown and stuff.
That would be disgusting. But you know, some people like candles too. So I do have candles that are scents that are necessarily that are catered to a man. I have the smooth gentleman or the classy man. Those things are also not overwhelming. You know, it doesn't give you that old man with brute smell. You know, you know.
Brute by fabrication.
But you know,
don't mess with the brute.
Not the brute now. So it's just something nice, and it's mellow. It's a nice mellow scent.
Okay. So what I want to say is to Bath and Body Works, if you are looking for an African American product like candles and body washes and things like that, body salts and stuff, this young lady is an African American lady, and she does have the product. So there's her website on the screen, so you don't have an excuse to why you have not reached out to this young lady. This is through Bath Body Works. Do not put products on the shelf that cover the products up with African American prints and things like that when it's really not an African American person that's selling the product. These are products from an actual African American young lady. So Bath Body Works, here you go. Okay.
Right.
I'm available.
Yes.
Call me.
And to the young ladies that were saying hello.
Hey, Vonda.
Hello, Vonda.
Hello.
Wani. Hello, Wani, if you're
Hi,
still
Wani.
there. Um, and one
Vonda said, "I love candles."
Well, come on, give me a shout out.
Vonda is one of our friends from. Well, I don't even know where to say from, but Vonda is one of our friends.
yeah, um yeah, she can you can get the products on
It's
her website.
yep.
So, but and what I was gonna say is for those of you that's curious about how does it smell, um, they smell wonderful. I have purchased a bunch of her candles already, and we're gonna purchase some more for an event that's coming up very soon too. So, thank you, Shanita J.
Hercules. It is good. Yeah, because I
Okay.
have some more candles too.
Yeah.
They do smell good.
So
They
moving
they
right
are
along,
nice.
y'all, this is what I wanted to say to y'all. So remember last week, one of y'all was talking about Nick Cannon. I think it was you, Shanita J, that was talking about Nick Cannon, and we was talking about him and with his little situation, right?
I know what you're about to talk about.
Okay, so
Oh, I know.
Nick Cannon had to apologize. He got on live and he apologized to all the baby mamas. He apologized to all of them, which I thought was a great idea. But my boy Kevin came and gave the boy a vending machine full of condoms. I'm glad we didn't Kevin Hart. I thought that was a really good idea. Good job, Kevin Hart.
I know, right?
Anybody got
Ranking on a whole nother level when you're a celebrity, right?
Yeah, and you know what? The first funny thing that I started thinking about when I think about Nick Cannon, I think of Fantasia's song "Baby Mama." This goes out to all my baby mamas.
You know, for his birthday, for Nick Cannon, no, for Kevin Hart's birthday, Nick Cannon sent him a camel, just like a camel, like happy birthday, and he got on social media. It was so freaking funny.
Yeah, then he got him back and wrapped. Nick Cannon also wrapped his jet in all of his logo.
Oh
no!
Yeah, you really got deep pockets to do that.
That's what I'm saying. When you're a celebrity, you can prank on a whole nother level.
Cynthia Perkins said, "Good evening, ladies." Hi, Cynthia.
Good
She's
evening,
another friend.
Cynthia.
Hey,
Thank you for
Cynthia.
tuning in. We appreciate you tuning in today. Listen to this, y'all. So, and I wanted to mention this. This is something I've been thinking about, and so you know, in the news, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian is all in the news, right? About their troubles and this and that. And now I understand marriages go bad. You know, I do understand that. I truly understand that. My thing is, don't bring the children in the middle of your mess. And right now, they're bringing the children in the mess, and I don't think that's cool at all.
No,
you know,
because they won't forget.
Right. You keeping the babies away from their dad. It's so many women that's just really would love to have their their baby daddy in their children's life. And if this man is willing to step up to the plate and do what he's supposed to do as a father, I think that you should not stop that man from being that father to his children.
Especially if you've moved on and you clearly doing your own thing, he's doing his own thing. Those things have nothing to do with the kids. So, I get his complaint though. I really do. Especially, I don't think an 8-year-old needs to have a TikTok.
No, I don't
either. He bought a house across the street from them or something like
that.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Shanita. She should not have a TikTok unless I get it. Yeah. You having a TikTok with your mom and y'all doing this thing together, but an 8-year-old by herself doing. You know what I learned? I'm gonna tell y'all something that I learned, and this is the reason why I stopped putting my grandbaby's pictures up on the internet, because one day I put a picture of my granddaughters up, and some man that I did not even know shared their pictures. So how are you going to share somebody's pictures and you don't even know these children. So
Right.
because of
Wow.
that, I took the picture down, and I don't post pictures of my grandbabies no more because of that very reason.
Yeah,
Because
because you got
I,
some perverts out here.
yeah, and that was my first thought. The first thought that came to my mind is that you're reposting my grandbaby's pictures for your own purpose,
Gratification.
right? And I didn't like that. So I get it. I get what Kanye is saying about an 8-year-old having a TikTok. Oh, I
Mhm.
truly get it.
Mhm. That's true.
That's very true. And then the whole back and forth with she's trying to say he's manipulative. I commend him tremendously for speaking up for himself and not allowing her to just place out whatever she wants to say. And, Kanye's loony. But it's mighty funny. I was just talking about this the other day. Kanye was, so cool and so this and that before he got with Kim. Now,
Yeah.
he had his moments. It does seem like he had more outbursts after his mom passed, but he probably never fully grieved, and he probably has his own issues there. But
Right.
ever since he's been married to her, you're in and out of these different facilities. You're on all these medications and these different things like that. That is a narrative. I feel like she knew she was going to divorce him at some point. She got what she wanted. She got all of her children done and out the way because that's the Kardashian way. And so now he's crazy. He's got to take a drug test to be around the kids. Man, that makes no sense.
But them Kardashians are known for driving people crazy anyway. Any man that they get with, they've known to drive them crazy. So.
What was the one that Chloe was with?
Lamar or Trisha?
Lamar.
They talking about he trying to get back with her.
Lamar, what was his name?
I think it's Omar Odom, something
Lamar
like that.
Odom.
Yeah, that was the basketball player that was married to her, and more recently she was dating Tristan Thompson, who repeatedly and consistently cheated on her. He just had a baby on her and all that. She was trying to do the same thing the rest of them do, where they have, they're trying to have all their kids by the same guy. So she was planning on trying to have
get all that money. So they can get that one big check.
Right. So it is what it is. They are.
But I'm gonna tell y'all something that I found really
Put it in
funny,
a trust.
but what I do find funny though is Kanye West is weird though. I'm gonna tell y'all something. That's a weird dude.
Kanye West been weird.
Wearing
exactly.
I seen this dude with a knee high over his face, and I was like through when I seen that. I thought that was just crazy.
What color was it?
It was tan color. It was a tan color knee high. So
I mean, he got that. I mean, he was wearing rain boots.
Yeah,
not the Charlie Brown boots. Not the Charlie Brown boots.
He got rain boots on. I mean, and he got his friends. They doing the same thing, because he fashion. He's entered in that world, so it's all to him. It's good. And he got everybody following along.
He got a bad choir though.
Oh yes, yes, he
bad.
The boy is bad though. I gotta give it to him. He's bad.
All geniuses are weird.
He's from Chicago. What you expect? You can't expect
Benjamin
less.
Benjamin Lockwood said, "Hey, Margie."
Hello, whoever that is.
Honey, you better know. He told my, "Hey, Margie."
That's what.
Hold on now. Speaking of stalking.
No, that's when somebody used to live across the street from us.
Really?
Yes, yeah. You remember him?
I forgot a lot of
when Tumbleweed and Ben.
Okay. I think.
Yeah. I forgot
what it circulate around that head.
Yeah.
Like who's that?
Like, my spidey senses know.
Cynthia Perkins said, "Yes, I'm finally tuning in." Thanks, Cynthia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, when I was seeing those pictures of him with that little knee high on his head, I kind of was thinking about bank robbery, but he don't need to. He don't need to do it, but I mean, the way he had this knee high on his. Remember, that's what they used to do back in the day.
No,
They
but
used to
to
get a
me,
knee
the
high.
funny thing about that
Yes.
was the way you said it. Like it was like a little undertone, like as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. Like,
I don't know. I had an image of a cartoon that played when I was a kid. I know y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but Powerpuff Girls and
We know what
we know
Powerpuff
Powerpuff Girl.
Girls.
Golly, come on now.
Gracious,
but it was like it was one
spicy.
scene where they had the little stocking over their head because they was robbing the bank, and so I can
That's what
just
I'm saying.
picture.
See, you see what she just said? They was getting ready to rob the bank, and that's what I seen when I seen that. I said the same thing.
Oh Lord.
He
You
Mm-mm.
is
do
just
that.
off. He's off.
Yeah. Who wears a stocking cap over your head?
I mean, did you see the haircut? Looked like somebody took a lawnmower across his head.
He just wear
Didn't
his
have the
hair
same
like my
thing.
uncle used to cut his son kids' hair, his boys' hair. Remember back in the day, Margie? Um, our uncle used to cut his kids' hair with a bowl. He used to put a bowl on their head and cut their hair. That's all. He probably said had somebody
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
he sure.
Yeah. He
That's
probably, somebody may have.
right. He
That's
used to call
probably
that
what
soup
happened
bowl
with
haircut.
him.
That's exactly what he used to say. He used to
Yeah,
say, "We
and
got that soup bowl haircut."
haircut. Yeah, and so that's probably what happened. He probably got somebody that was old school, and that person may have cut his hair, and that's why he put that
Nah,
list.
he
He
did
put
that
it.
intentionally. I don't know. I think he
But some
looks for
people do
those
it
gag reactions
intentionally.
just for people to be like, "Oh my God," he loved that about
Yeah,
just
yeah, right.
oh,
Yeah, because he like
Yeah.
attention now. He does.
Oh yeah.
exactly.
Who
Yeah.
don't?
I mean,
Who
he
don't
get
like
it though.
attention?
So he doing everything that you're supposed to do for what he's trying to achieve. He got our attention. Kanye, you got our attention.
That's right.
He
Kanye.
really don't have my. I mean, I'm a nobody in the universe of that celebrity stuff, but he don't have my attention. I'm telling you, when I see something about Kim or Kanye, I just really, if I'm on a book, a magazine, I turn the page, internet, I'm like, I do not want to hear nothing else about no Kardashian.
I
Oh,
think
that's
the
just
only
how
reason
that
why I
thing.
got interested in it because, like I said, the fact that he's actually speaking up for himself, like
Yeah,
he need to keep doing that because they are going to place their own narrative, especially because I think they got another type of show. So you can only imagine. Like I feel like a lot of these things are fueling the ratings for whatever they're getting ready to do.
Yeah, and I think the thing that irritates me when I see situations like this, and this is whether it's celebrity or whether it's not, is the parents, mothers sometimes forget that their kids need their father.
right.
You
Mm-hmm.
might not agree with him. You might have a disagreement, but that child need their father. I don't care if it's a boy or girl. They need their father. And a lot of times you won't find out until that kid get older, and then they really tell you about how they feel, and you wonder why they're going to stay with their father. And then you're like, well, why are they going to stay with him? I've been the one here for, yeah, but you deprived them of them, and that's why. I've seen that happen where people will actually go stay with their father when they got older. So it's like you got to be careful what you do around your kids and let them
Mhm.
hear, because if you let they hear,
Mhm.
you're gonna have problems later on,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and she need to be careful with that.
You're right. And then in this world of internet, they can look up anything. I saw an interesting thing. It's the last thing I'm gonna say about it. But someone said, well, the kids already know why their dad is famous. So what is she gonna say when they ask her, well, how did you get famous?
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on back.
Bobblehead.
Okay. Because she can say all day she was a celebrity stylist. Girl, didn't nobody know you
No,
Yeah,
was
they
styling
nobody.
they
Paris Hilton but
Ray
Paris
J
Hilton.
is what brought you out there. Ray
Exactly.
J.
and
So
Ray
that's
J is saying he has another part of the thing.
well, he denounced
The
that
video.
because he did say that at the end of the day they got kids. He has kids now, so he want people to stop talking, like stop bringing that up because
Yeah, he's trying
he's
to
trying
grow
to
up.
It's just like
He's trying to be grown now.
right.
Eddie Murphy said that when he think back on some of the stuff he did when he was doing stand-up comedy, is some things in his stand-up comedy he don't even want his own kids to hear and
All
see.
10 of them.
That's like, wow.
What you said? All
Like,
10.
All 10 of them.
that's a lot of churn
You
That's
sure
a
did.
lot of churn.
He said his girl liked to
This
party all the
South
time, but it
Carolina
was him.
churn.
I'm sure.
So today, guys, what we're gonna talk about is we're gonna talk about family life. You know, what you think about family life. How do you handle situations like that? How do you handle a situation where mom and dad went their own separate ways, but there's problems there, and you got children that's in the middle of it. So how would you handle that? How do you handle it?
Well, I'll start. It really depends on the parents, right? Because
Hmm.
it can't be one-sided where one parent is willing to, open up the doors and say, "Hey, come on in," but you don't want to step through the door. Um, it's also a thing of, you have to just know that
What's
you
that
don't
mean?
discuss things in front of the kids, whether y'all, are in the same household or you're not. You don't discuss you discuss that separately. You don't talk about if y'all aren't together and you're trying to co-parent and say that other parent doesn't want to step up. You don't ever talk about that person in front of your kids because that ain't none of their business. Whatever light that shines brighter than the sun that they think of that other person, let them think that the light will show on its own whenever that time comes
That's
for
true. That's
those
very
kids.
true. Very
Um,
true.
but at the end of the day, you have to. The number one thing is being on the same page. You may not always agree. You may not always think that certain things, but you have to come to some kind of common ground. So,
Hmm. So
yeah.
what you think, Ursula? You had young. Well, your children are grown now, so right, all your kids are grown.
Hmm.
So what do you think? I mean,
Yeah, my experience, well, I know what's supposed to happen. I grew up with both, me and my brother grew up with both my mother and my father.
mhm.
And, no matter what they went through, dad was there. It was like, um, it was, makes me think about when I think about my mom and dad, makes me think about Jada when she's talking about her and Will. She's like, yeah, we might be going through something. But this Joker staying in here. He might be in his part of the house. I'm be in my part, but this Joker staying here. My mama and them like to death to their part.
Yeah.
So when it came down to my own children, I was a single mom, in the in every sense of the word. I was married, after when I had my daughter. Um, it was
Girl,
one, huh?
I said,
Who said?
girl, you in them arms.
Um, when I had my daughter, I had the one dad, and then I got married, and then then I have two sons or whatever. But marriage or whatever, I had no help. My ex husband was a military person,
Hmm.
and he had agenda, and it did not include me and my children.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
And so it's kind of, I know what you should do, but I didn't have, like Shanita said, I didn't have that other end of the door. Like, I didn't have that person on the other side saying, okay, I'm gonna help you. I've never had that. As
The
dysfunctional as,
military didn't either, because
huh?
he wasn't he military,
Yeah.
so they didn't help with the.
Oh, I'm not talking about financial, because what I did, okay, I wrote to his captain. No,
Yeah, I
oh,
was gonna
he,
say, 'cause I know they will go after him.
oh yeah. They don't play that in the military.
Mm-mm.
I went to his captain and I made sure I got that. But
Mm.
this Joker was on the run.
Wow.
Y'all, I'm telling y'all see
What?
it in a book one day. But he would just go to a different state, a different post or whatever, wouldn't tell me. And oh yeah, I'm talking about I've
Why
had to
y'all
call the
was
red.
married?
While we was married. That's what I'm telling y'all. Gonna see it in the book. We was
Wow.
Oh
married for 15 years. And but it was only on paper. It was
Wow.
only on paper. We didn't live together. When we got married, he was first in the Navy, and he said, I'm gonna go and get us housing or whatever. And I was 19 years old. And so 19, young and
Mhm.
Dumb.
ready to get out of mom and dad's house. Don't say that dumb part, good. But anyway,
Because you know what
Not,
else come after that.
not balanced.
but I was ready to get out of the house, and I'm like, I was married now. So, I'm like, okay. So he was like, I'm
Okay,
just gonna,
sure.
okay. He was like, I'm gonna go ahead, get us housing. And I'm like, okay. Man, that house must have been like made of gold because he never got it. We never got there. After his 4 years in the Navy, he got into the Army. Um, didn't tell me, and he was just go move from post to post to post to post. But like I say, and I was young, and I was just basically begging him to be there for the family. But I never had it. And it used to be very hurtful, because, and I've asked him so many times, like, why? It wasn't a situation where it's like, oh my God, you just this, and it wasn't he just had an agenda, and he just needed what they say, like,
Why
tax
did he get
write-offs.
married? Why did he get married? That's the question.
I'm Listen to what I'm saying. When you're in the military,
Oh, that's
you
true.
get extra money for having
A
a
family.
wife, children.
Extra.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get extra
Yeah.
money attached to everything. And
Wow.
so that's the only. And he left me to come up to my own conclusion, because I've asked him so many times, like, just tell me why. And
Mhm.
so, and it was real hurtful, but God healed me from that, because it was really, really hard, because I have two boys, well, two men now. And my biggest prayer when my kids were growing up was for God to be a father to my children, because they were surely fatherless. And God did. I can't even stress that enough, like, how much God helped me with that. um but yeah, so like
Wow.
you said, Shanita, you really have to have a both willing participants for you to be able to, co-parent, as they say. um because
Everybody's situation is different, pretty much.
everybody's situation is different.
Now, did
and
you
Mhm.
but
have
I,
a village though? At least.
Absolutely, I had my church family. My dad, until my dad passed when my oldest was about 9. um but he was there for them all the time. Then they had uncles, so they
Mhm.
did have a village, and and
Work.
God made sure that they didn't miss a beat, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But I'll say this, and this goes back to, I can't remember who said it. When my sons, they are men, okay, but they have a hurtful, angry side
Mm.
that, my oldest, he's able to control his now, since he's older, and he's a pretty, like, a mild, laid back guy.
Mhm.
So he's more tamed with his. My youngest, he's a sweet man, and I thank God that both my boys never got in no trouble or anything. But my youngest, he wears that hurt on his sleeve.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's
And
what she was just saying. How
yeah, yeah,
it affects the children in a different
yes,
way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yes. And it's the most, as a mother, as a parent, for you to see your children going through that, and you basically know the source. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
very hurtful. It's very hurtful.
Mhm.
Um, but like I just continue to ask God to help them.
Yeah.
Ask God to guide them to order their steps. Because
Mhm.
they are good men. It's just I know, and especially since they got older, certain things my dad probably would have taught them, if he were here, that they don't know, because they didn't grow up in the household. Even when it comes down to me, I didn't have any guy friends around when my children were young because it was like they got either super attached quick or was like super angry because it wasn't their dad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
So
what do you think, Margaret? Your opinion on that. I mean,
Well, I don't have children, but from what I have seen over the years, and I've seen the hurt of so many young people, whether it's a boy or girl, I've seen some young women be so promiscuous because they're looking for love in all the wrong places because they
mhm.
thought because their dad left them, the question they always ask is, well, what did I do? What did I do to make him leave me? Why he
mhm.
didn't think I was worthy? And the worst part of it is when you hear young women and you hear them and you say, well, he married somebody else and he got kids with someone else and he doing this for them and he doing that,
Yeah.
but he wasn't there for me. And they are angry because of that, because they
Mhm.
feel, okay, how come they were good enough for you to stay with them, but you weren't good, but I wasn't good enough for you to stay with me? What did I do wrong? So you see, the thing is so many of them have suffered for one reason or another, whether it's a girl or whether it's a boy. Boys sometimes can be rebellious, whether the father's in the household or whether the father is not in the household. It just depends on how they're being raised. One thing I always say for any parent, woman or man, when you're raising boys and girls, is just don't always just say do what I say, because they're going to do
Mhm.
what you do. My mom used to always say, a child is not only going to do what you say, they're going to do what you do. Whatever they see you do, you better be careful, because whatever they see you hear you say, and other things, like you notice a little child can be 1 years old, don't understand nothing you saying, but the moment they start talking, they use every choice word that you may have used around them.
Mhm.
So
They
Yeah.
you
sure
got to
do.
be careful what you put in their ears and in their eyes, because whatever they see, they're going to duplicate it. They're going to emulate it. Young girls are going to emulate whatever they see their mama doing. Boys are going to do whatever they see, whether their father around or not. They're going to emulate whatever they see. And if they don't see it in the house, they're going to look for it outside. So you
Yeah.
got to be prepared to teach them, okay, he's not here, but this is what you can do, because this is how I'm raising you. You can be the best man and the best version of yourself, not necessarily of your dad, of
Right.
yourself, because maybe you could teach him something.
Yeah.
It's like that movie that Tyler Perry made that time with the guy with the basketball, how
The
he
Meet the Browns.
yeah, and he
Mhm.
sat up there and didn't want nothing to do with him. He even said he wasn't gonna pay for a funeral because he thought the boy was dead. Then when the boy got this major contract as a basketball, he come up there. That's my boy. That's my boy. That's
Not a
what's
bad.
happening. You waiting
Mhm.
till these boys get famous and get not making this chatter. Then all
Mhm.
of a sudden you want to be
You feel
recognized as their
recognized.
father. Well, where was you when he was trying to go to little league baseball or trying to play basketball or
Mhm.
needed help with that homework, while mama was trying to do what she can do to take care of them kids and try to keep food on their table and clothes on their back? Where were you? So you don't get to take part in something that you didn't have no part of when they was coming up. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. Shaquille said how when he was raised, his stepdad was the one who took care of him. Yeah, he has a biological father, but he let you know his stepdad was his father.
Yeah.
So he's like, don't come trying to take part in my life now, but because you wasn't there when I needed you.
Yeah.
So that's what's important. This is that whoever takes the responsibility to raise a male or female, just make sure that they're depositing everything that is good, but you can and let them learn from your mistakes. You know,
Yeah.
everything you learn,
Yeah.
everything they learn from whatever you do. You know,
Yeah.
I don't have to, I don't, you know, it's like that the kids will say, well, I saw you do it, you
Yeah.
know,
And
and the worst thing is a kid to put you on blast.
yeah, it's
You
interesting that you say that because I have friend girls that that was one thing that they said that they were missing was their dads in their life, and because of that they have been in such bad relationships after bad relationships after bad relationships, and it's because of that very reason,
Mhm,
because the father figure, they didn't have that father figure, or they may have had someone touch them as a child
yep.
because of
You
dad's
bring the
not
wrong
there to
people in your
protect them.
house.
Mom can do just so much, but dad
Hmm.
is not there to protect them. So because of it, it damaged them as a
Mhm.
person, you
Yeah,
know. And
because I
so yeah.
heard it on paternity court. A young lady said that she said her stepfather. As a matter of fact, today the young lady said that her stepfather abused her, and she said her mom didn't protect her.
Mm-mm.
So she said she didn't know that that person was not her father. She thought he was his father until he touched her. And I'm like, so that's like women. You be careful who you bringing in your
Your
household
household.
with your daughters
Yeah.
and with your sons now.
Sons,
And with
yeah.
your
You don't
sons,
know what's
yes.
going on. You know, you
Mhm.
got to be careful, protect them, because guess what? If you're not going to protect them, then guess what? When they get older, they're going to
They gonna
resent
let you
you for
know.
it. And they're gonna tell you, why didn't you protect me? You knew this was happening. You doing it like that movie TD Jakes had, where what's her name?
Oh
Elise.
yeah,
He
yeah.
waited
She
until the man was trying to give his life to the Lord. She said, no, Joker, you going to hell. She wanted to make sure that he did not get sick, because she was like, no, she was, because she was hurt. And
yeah.
that all this you had did to me, and now all of a sudden you want to be able to live in paradise. No, I don't think so, because you hurt me. And that's the
Hmm.
thing, that's the thing why you got some young women in prison right now, because of the what they went through when they was a child. You
Yep.
know?
Mhm.
Yep.
And
That.
even then, they still not aren't protected because why? They're protecting themselves against those
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
situations.
Yeah, and it's so sad. It's so sad, and I just, like I said, I have friends that have been mentally, physically abused because of the same thing, and a lot of them, the reason why their relationships doesn't work out because they had no one to really look at to see
Mm-hmm.
what how a man is supposed to treat them.
Mm-hmm.
First of
Mhm.
all, and
What true
secondly,
love really look like.
right, exactly. So because of that, and I'm not saying that because you got both parents in the house that makes things better,
No,
because
no,
it doesn't.
no, it doesn't.
Sometimes when you
Mm-mm.
got both parents in the house, same household, it does not make the situation better because there is not love between those two people,
Mhm.
and
Mm-hmm.
because of that, your children are not learning how to love.
Mm-mm.
So because they're
They
not
know.
learning how to love, because they're not seeing love,
Mm-hmm.
it's difficult too. So but I can say this though, if the father is not in the household, if he's still doing what he's supposed to do as a man to take
Mm-hmm.
care of his children and be a part of their life, then
Don't.
that's a different story.
Allow
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right,
allow
allow it.
them to
yeah,
come in.
And
Don't be bitter. Don't be
yeah.
yeah.
like, oh well, he's got a girlfriend or whatever. That ain't none of your business. It's about the kids. The kids are priority.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's the biggest thing.
Yes.
There are so many. You see it on both sides because you see men say the same thing. Like, man, I want to be in my son or daughter's life,
Mm-hmm.
but my baby mama won't let me
Oh
get them
yeah,
or
I've
pick
seen
them
it.
up.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it's not
They want to
just
act a
women are
fool.
not the only ones that go
I
through.
don't want so and so around my
Yeah,
child.
right. And that has nothing to, unless they out here shooting and killing people and you know it, or selling drugs out the back door and you know it, then, this is it's a different type of
Yeah,
protection.
yeah.
So
And
it's
you know,
just
you do have to be careful there, because I saw a show on one of the Fatal Attraction where this girl killed the man's daughter. He killed the man's she killed the man's daughter, and then she called him at work and told him what happened. And instead of him doing something about it, he helped her dispose of his child's body.
Oh no! What? It was his girlfriend?
That she was his wife, and then she had married. She didn't like the little girl. And
Oh,
the weird thing
Mhm.
about it was the little girl had just told her mom, I don't want to go over there. I don't
Yeah.
want to go over there. And
Yeah,
she
and
was
I
like,
will say
why?
this: listen to your kids and
Yeah, she
those
says,
different
I don't
things.
want
They're
to go.
telling
She
you that
just
for a
and
reason.
she kept telling her mom. So her mom said she regret letting her daughter go over there.
mm,
She did
mm,
not
mm.
know that that was going to happen. And yeah, both of them is in prison right now. But she killed this child. She starved the child to death, but then
Mm.
she ended up killing the child. And because
Jeez.
she didn't like the little girl, so they had a child together. So she didn't like the fact that this child was in his life. That was his daughter.
That's horrible.
That is
Yeah.
I was like, I said, you didn't even protect your own daughter, all because of this woman, and now you both in prison because you were aiding and helping her dispose of your child's body, and
mm-hmm.
went back to work afterwards.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
I
That's
was like,
terrible.
no. So you really do have to be very careful of who
Careful
you
who
put around your
Right, your
kids.
children. Yeah,
You know,
exactly. So it doesn't like my thing is like the with the Kanye West and the Kim Kardashian thing. Um, I get it. This man is hurting. He's hurting because of the fact that she's wants to move on in her life, and he's hurting because of it. But there is no reason why she should be keeping him away from his children. If he
mm-hmm.
Right.
wants to be a father to his children, there is no reason that she should be keeping them away from his, because he's not going to hurt his kids because he loved his kids. You can
Mm-hmm.
tell just by watching, listening to the, and I know he probably like a little emotionally not um stable
Stable.
probably to
Mm-hmm.
her, but he's stable enough. That man is, he does a lot of his stuff that he does it for the attention of the public,
Yeah,
because
he
that's
make
how he
money off
makes
of
his
it.
money. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. So
Right. And no
I
one of
don't
us know him personally,
right. I don't think that he would
I
do
agree.
anything to hurt his children. And I just think that when women do that, and men, there are some men that are they keep the guardian of the children and stuff. They do the same thing though,
Yeah, they
because
sure do.
because we can't be in a relationship no more. That mean that I don't think you should see your daughter, because
Mhm.
I've heard some
That's what happened with
people
Dwayne
that said
Wade.
that. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, and that's just it. And yeah, Dwayne Wade's wife just recently, they said she wrote some kind of tell-all book or something regarding him and his wife. And so you angry. She's angry too. But
Bitter.
yeah, she's bitter, you know, and I just don't think that that's the way to do it. I don't think you put the children in the middle of it to stop them from having that moment with their fathers and stuff like that, or their mother. I don't think you should do that. I just don't believe in that. I believe in that if we can't be together, that does not mean that you can't be a part of your children's life.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
see,
my
it
thing.
it goes back to us being whole people
Yeah.
before we even get into these relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you think about it, it's a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm suffering because my dad wasn't there, and so I'm just this half person running around,
Mm-hmm.
being promiscuous, then I get married to a guy
Who's
who's
half?
dysfunctional, who's a half person, and then we get together thinking, oh my God, you make me whole. No, it's gonna be a one big mess. And
Mm-hmm.
Right.
so, then you got this situation where it's like, okay, we got kids together, and they like, oh no, you're not gonna see my kid because I can't have it. It's just a big cycle that we
Mhm.
gotta break. We gotta try to break
hmm
so we can make some. And I will say this about the younger generation, and I know this might sound crazy. When it comes down to life, it seems like some of them have it figured out at a young age.
Yeah.
As far as family, as far as being loyal, as far as getting their own businesses, it's just and I know they have access to more resources, but
Yeah, they do.
but I just thought about
I
that.
mean, I
Yeah.
think it's also just a thought process too. For certain generations, it was implanted that you got to go and do this, then this, and this to make sure
Mhm.
you have this set up. Whereas now, this generation is kind of like, I'm not about to leave that in just everybody's hands because the
Mm-hmm.
moment any job you own get tired of you, you get too old or whatever, they will let you go.
That is so
So
true.
why not set it up for yourself now, and why not go ahead and get your kids in line to know that, okay, this is possible, you can do this too, you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather me learn and fumble and fall, so when it's time for them to get to this age, or when they become 21 and 18, I'm not kicking them out the house because they
Right.
18, but I want
Right.
to make sure they set up, and they set up properly. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Those are not the things that all of us had. I mean,
Yeah.
Coming up.
Mhm.
right.
Exactly. Yeah.
We had a totally different mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was something I watched. I mean, it was a show. It was back in the 70s. Y'all remember Claudine?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was
Yeah.
on the other night.
That was
And
my show.
that show really brought something to the forefront when I was watching it. It's the way they have the system set up is
Mm-hmm.
to keep the black family separate. They
Mm-hmm.
don't want you to build a family as a husband and wife and children. Because when she started dating James Earl Jones,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden they wanted to make sure she was not getting anything from him. They didn't want her to have anything.
Hmm.
She had to hide everything she would get. And the lady
Mm-hmm.
kept telling her, if you have a man, then we're going to have to cut some of your money. It was like and then when he said, well, okay, so if we get married, you're going to cut this and you're going to cut that, and if I lose a job, I got to tell you that I lost my job. He said, so your system is set up so we can never get anything, we won't ever get ahead. And it was
Mm-hmm.
like, and I said, you know what, when you think back on a lot of them old shows, that's exactly what it was set up to do, is to
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
us the false sense that we're not supposed to be a family. We're not supposed to have
Yeah.
a husband and helping raising our kids, because what happened with the Good Times? James was killed off the
Ja-
show. So it
Damn,
said, so,
damn, damn.
and then the bowl, bash. But that's pretty much what it was, because when you think about it, when the ships came over, what happened? They were separated. The women was in one part of the ship, the man was on the other
So
part of the
another.
ship.
Yeah.
We came over here to be separated, and then in slavery we remain separated. So it's like, and so the mindset is to keep us away from each other. We don't, because they know if you come together, you become powerful.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Right.
just pay
Absolutely.
attention
Yeah.
to some of
Absolutely.
the most powerful couples. Beyonce and Jay-Z,
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
perfect
Mm-hmm.
example. Denzel and his wife, Samuel Jackson and
Pauletta,
his wife,
yeah.
Ruby D and Oz, all of these
Mm-hmm.
good people
Power
who
couples.
they stayed together in spite of everything that they dealt with. They
Mm-hmm.
stayed together, and so that's the thing. They don't want us to see. They don't want the young people to see that it's okay to be married and have a husband. No, if we can keep them separated, we're good. That's the sad reality of what we're living in right now. That's why it don't matter if you go to the Social Security office or whatever. I mean, not Social Security, Social Service office. The first thing they want to know is where's the father, and if he's not in the place, then they're ready to give you all the benefits you can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the medical insurances and stuff that they have
Mm-hmm.
out that they offer now. They offer these medical insurance policies now with what is it called, the Obamacare or whatever it is called now. But when you call it and check it out and stuff, guess what? They don't
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
want you to have an income. You
No.
can't have an income,
Mm-mm.
and in order for you to qualify, you can't have an income. So that's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I mean, that's
it's
like with any type of thing. But see, also too, I feel like certain type of assistances was not meant for you to be on it for your whole life. And see, some people get
Right.
comfortable with the idea, oh, my rent is only $40, or oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting all of these different things. That's something to get you on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the system in which how it is, yes, you do have to hide the clothes and this and that, because you have to
Certain things.
literally be a single parent
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
for you to get any of those different things or whatever like that. But it's whatever mindset that you choose to have. How would if you're gonna go that route, or if you
Mm-hmm.
go that route, how are you gonna maneuver after? Because it's not supposed to be forever. And
A
I'll say
lifetime.
this too, and I'll leave it alone. not all things with the system is only created for Black people. It ain't just Black people on those different
Of
things.
course.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, we're not the most that's on it.
Of course.
So
We're the
whatever
least that's on it.
is portrayed, that is not the situation and circumstance.
That is so true, Sister Soldier.
That's right. Fight the power.
Did you want to read what Danielle said, Ursula?
Danielle said Claudine was my mama's favorite movie. That was a great movie. So sad but true.
Yes, indeed, it was so sad, but true.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys know time is winding down, so I just want to tell you all, thank you for tuning in to Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and Friends. Make sure that you go to our website, to our YouTube channel, and subscribe, share, comment, like. We truly appreciate it. We have a new post that we're using right now because we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So we really, really, really need your support, and we need your help to get us to where we're trying to get to. So please share, comment, share to your friends, tell everybody you know. And yes. We're excited though, guys. We are so excited. We have noticed that our numbers has went up a great deal, and we want to continue it, and we are praying that that you all continue to share so I can sing to you guys.
No.
See them? They be hating on me, y'all. Y'all know I could sing. I can hit that high note. This goes out to all my baby mama. B-A-B-Y.
Nah.
Today, also, guys, I wanted to remind you guys, and I want Bath and Body Works. I am going to put this website up here one more time for you guys, because I really, really think you guys need to really check this young lady out. She's African American, and this the real deal. This ain't, you ain't putting no labels.
The real deal, baby.
That's right. She ain't putting no labels on it. She's African American. She's young. She's a young lady, a mom of 5, and she's doing her thing. So,
and she cute, honey.
See what?
Cute.
Bare face. Okay.
Yeah, so whatever that means.
You is cute. You cute.
Sound like Ava.
But anyway, I just want you guys to make sure, and anybody that's on this live, make sure you share this to on Bath and Body Works page to let them know you want African American products. This young lady has African American products. She's an African American young lady who started her own business, and I think that if you're going to use a product and you want to put our African American prints and stuff on stuff, use a real African American products. And this young lady has that. And so I put it on the website. I put her website up here. And so make sure that y'all share that with Bath and Body Works. All right, guys. And don't forget to tune in to us on Thursday. We have with us on Thursday, we have film director, filmmaker, director. She just recently released her a movie just recently, and she will be on our show Thursday. Her name is Miss Breezy. She's good. The girl is bad. And she is, guess what? Out of Chicago, babies.
We're not going to hold that out against her.
You're not
Chicago.
You can't. Chicago is the best.
That's right.
A-Town.
No, y'all got Tyler Perry there.
That's what they call it.
Tyler Perry there.
Little Chicago.
Tyler Perry. Y'all got Tyler Perry there, but how many opportunities have Tyler Perry gave me?
Girl, you.
I
I
don't care.
feel.
Yeah.
Don't call
But
you.
yeah, I'm gonna go and put me a what that lady put up. She put that big old sign up.
Oh yeah, the billboard.
The
Yeah,
billboard up,
from
and that's what
Sisters.
got him.
Yeah,
He, even though he said, "Oh, that's not how you get my attention," guess what? She got his attention,
she
right?
got that part.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying, you know. But this young lady, she's out of Chicago, and she's very good. She got some really good trails and everything out. So when you guys see her, I'm gonna make sure I put her website inside the comments next on Thursday when she comes on. I'm gonna make sure so you guys can go check out her trailers and stuff because she really has some really good work. She's done some very good work. Matter of
She's
fact, I'm
very down to
hoping,
earth as well.
right? Yeah. So, all right, guys, that will
All
be the
right.
end of Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and friends. We will see you guys back here Thursday at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern time. And please, 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 please make sure that you share our lives.
Okay, James Brown.
Thank you.
All right.
What you say?
Please, please, please.
Bye
James
bye,
Brown.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.